Hello everyone, my name is Kate. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are in my bedroom. You can see my bed just behind me here, and you can also see this wonderful array of clutter that is sitting on my floor. So up until a few weeks ago, I have had in this space a desk, and all of this stuff, well, a lot of this stuff was actually on my desk. And now that the desk is not here anymore, it has been sitting on my floor for quite a few weeks now, and I need to deal with it. But today I really wanted to just have a chat with you about a particular, I don't know whether it's a question or just something that we need to keep in mind when we are decluttering, that I think is just as important as the actual decluttering itself. So I hope that you stay with me for the rest of this video as I declutter and sort and organize this mess that I've got here, and we will chat through that one other really important sort of decluttering thing that I think is just as important as the decluttering itself. So I'm so glad that you are here with me today, and let's get into this video.
So what is this just as important principle or action as the actual decluttering itself? Well, I believe it is that every item that we own should have a designated place in our home. And as the saying goes, a place for everything and everything in its place. And I will be the first to admit that I fail time and time again with this principle. Because here's a thought. While decluttering is so important, as it decreases and maintains the burden of having overwhelming quantities of items in our home, at the same time, I think someone who has far too many items or clutter in their homes, but has a designated place and storage for each of these items, could actually up to a point make this situation work. I say up to a point because even though having a designated space for everything is just as important as decluttering, the decluttering will still have to happen at some time. Otherwise, space is going to become an issue. So what you are seeing in my bedroom today are simply a lot of items that don't have a designated place to put them. And other factors have come into play here as well, like myself procrastinating hugely to actually sort out this mess. It's been too easy for me to just shut my bedroom door and not think about it. But it has also meant that my personal space to sleep in has not been a refuge or calm space to land at the end of a busy day. And this is really not good for our mental health and well-being overall. As I went through this clutter, I realised that most of the items in this pile are actually items that have been dumped in here because they do not have a designated home. And this home could actually come under the broad category or question of, am I keeping this item and need to assign a designated place for it? Or am I donating the item and the new home is the secondhand store? Or am I throwing it away and the bin is going to become the new home? There are empty storage containers here, items that need to go back to my son, medication items for myself, items that have been sitting here waiting to be donated, items to go into my closet, my clothes, items that need to go back to work, and a huge box of paper items that I will be going through today as well in this video. So decluttering without assigning a place for every item is really just rearranging the clutter. It's a temporary measure that leads back to the same mess ultimately. And while decluttering removes unnecessary items, having a designated home for every item that remains, it just ensures maintenance and efficiency and long-term order of each item that we are choosing to keep in our home. Designating a home for each item prevents this idea of recluttering. So items that we don't give a permanent designated place to will inevitably wander and turn into clutter again. Assigning a home ensures they have a place to return to rather than creating new piles. And we all know how quickly this can happen. Clutter is insidious like water, I say. It likes to find its way into and onto all the spaces and surfaces of our homes slowly over time without us noticing that it is even happening. And remember that this is most often a work in progress. It can start with putting a group of similar items into the designated space, but then you will go through each individual item at a later time and designate further. An example of this for me today is that all of my medications and supplements are staying in a basket, but being designated to a home in my bedside table. And all the cords I found will be temporarily homed with all the other random cords that I have in my home until I can go through them properly. Designating a home for each item makes maintenance easy. So this idea of don't put it down but put it away. Or you may have heard of the one-touch method, where you only touch an item once to pick it up and put it straight to its home. For example, keys straight to the key hook, shoes straight to the shoe cupboard, supermarket items straight to the designated pantry shelf, etc., etc. When every item has a specific home, the act of tidying becomes so quick and simple. Putting things away immediately after use prevents the accumulation of surface clutter. So just remember, don't put it down, put it away. Designating a home for each item significantly reduces decision fatigue. If you don't know where to put an item, then it's just second nature to leave it on a counter, a table, any surface that is closest. I commonly refer to this as a drop zone or clutter zone, and I think every family has them. In my home, it's the end of my kitchen table and the end of my kitchen bench. By defining homes for each item, then we can stop questioning where the item belongs because it just goes straight to its designated home. This simple action of not having to think about where it goes means our mental clutter and daily stress is hugely reduced and more maintainable. Designating a home for each item, believe it or not, saves time and energy. I don't know about you, but I get so frustrated when I know that a particular item is in the house somewhere, but I cannot for the life of me figure out where it is. This is very much the case with paperwork for me. I have piles of it in various places, and I have no proper system or home for it. It's a big problem that I need to sort out. And you will see me go through a big box of paper clutter in this video. As I said, it's a work in progress. But knowing exactly where to find items prevents so much wasted time, energy and stress looking for those misplaced or buried items. Imagine how onto it and organised we would feel if someone asks us to find a particular item and we can just go straight to it because it has a designated home. These are life goals. Designating a home for each item allows for easy recognition of disarray and when clutter situations are starting to develop again. When there's a place for everything and everything is in its place, these items that are out of place immediately stand out. This in turn makes it so much easier to recognise the clutter and to tidy it up straight away. So if you imagine that your home is fairly clutter-free and you have each item in its designated space, then as soon as someone puts the school bag on the table or the keys on the empty kitchen bench, then it's not only going to be glaringly obvious, beacon of clutter, but it's also going to be super quick and easy to sort it out because it's just one item. versus a number of these various items piling up, and over time you actually become immune to being aware of it because there's just so much clutter accumulating. And designating a home for each item maximizes limited and precious storage space. Assigning a home for all of our items helps us to visualize what we own and how much space we have. It encourages and supports us to keep only what we have room for and helps to prevent overbuying. The homes we are living in now are a lot of the time becoming smaller and smaller, with apartment living and the footprint of new homes getting more and more space conscious. So storage space within our homes can become very difficult, and it's partly why minimalism has become very popular over the years. But when we have an item that we know is still used and functional and has a designated space, it means we can actually clearly see what other space we still have to work with and utilize. If, like me, you have boxes or piles of paper clutter under the bed and taking up space in the wardrobe, then it becomes difficult to see what extra storage you have to use. And it definitely is a true phenomenon that if we can't find an item in our homes that we know we already own, then we just have to go and buy it again. What a waste of time and money. If the item had a designated home, then we could just go straight to it and avoid buying double or triple ups of the same item. It just makes sense. The decluttering of this box took me about an hour to sort through everything, and I've had this box accumulating paper clutter for years. The piles I ended up with here are a group of admin binders to donate, a pile to keep and work towards finding a paper system that works for me, a bag of paper items that need shredding, a bag of rubbish, and a bag of recycling. I was very surprised at how much I was able to reduce this box of paper clutter by. And I think a lot of the time it's just giving yourself the time to be able to make those final decluttering decisions on certain items. And here is my finished room. Now, full transparency here, I do have boxes of stuff to take to the second-hand store. These are just sitting in my hallway at the moment. I have items to return to my son. I still have paper clutter under my bed that I need to work through. But I can actually walk into my room and not feel embarrassed to leave the door open. It feels very calm and peaceful and stress reducing when I walk into my space now. I hope this video has inspired or motivated or encouraged you today. Please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Have a great week, everyone, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.